does he look in all of this?
Unfocused, like his eyes are off the prize. And I want to address Chris Paul directly because I was out here in L.A. doing Afternoon Drive with Marcellus Wiley, Max and Marcellus on ESPN radio for over 5 years. So I saw a lot of this stuff pretty up close. And Chris Paul, you are not one of the fastest players in the league, not like the best shooter in the league, one of the smallest players in the league, and yet you are one of the greatest point guards I have ever seen. You're one of the best players I've ever put my eyes on. So I don't presume to really be able to relate to what makes you click, what makes you go, because you got something inside you that almost no one who has ever lived has, which is why, in spite of everything I just said, you are one of the best I've ever seen. But that's why this behavior to me is crazy from you. The idea that something personal could happen or you have some grudge or obviously there are a lot of feelings. You played there, for the Clippers for a long time. The fact that that would interfere with what you have to do right now. You never punch down. Why are you punching down? Who cares what Austin Rivers said or what the relationship with him was? Who cares about Blake Griffin or Doc Rivers? Who cares? You and James Harden have something so special going on in Houston right now when the two of you are healthy in a season where everyone knew going in Golden State was not only going to get out of the West but romp to another championship. You actually have me believing, whoa, if Chris Paul and James Harden are both on the floor together, anything's possible. In that season, where your whole career you've never been to a conference finals, you got something that special going on, and you're worrying about some beef, some emotional stuff. You wind up in the locker room with your old team. That is taking your eyes off the prize, and I'm surprised by that. I know Chris Paul has a reputation, guys, as having a temper. He's extremely intense. As I said, Stephen A., the stuff that he's made out of is not what most other people are made out of. I'm not pretending to have an incredible insight into that, but I do know when a guy has taken his eyes off of what's important, and what's important right now for Chris Paul should not be the Clippers. It should be winning a chip because he's actually got a shot this year.
Well, let's be very, very clear. CP3 did not do anything wrong based on what you saw transpire on the court. If you're feisty and you got an attitude with former players and you're going out there and you're balling, then it is what it is. It's what reportedly transpired off the court. And it's something that I'll touch on with my final take. But the bottom line is this. He took his eyes off the prize. There's no disagreeing there because you can't find yourself in that situation. Martin Luther King, we're celebrating Dr. Martin Luther King birthday and a federal holiday. On top of it all, you're back at the Staples Center for the first time. The crowd there paid tribute to you. The interviews that he was doing afterwards, he tried to brush aside a fan base that loves him and certainly didn't want to lose him and didn't want him to leave. Whatever problems you may have had with Austin Rivers, Doc Rivers, Blake Griffin, whomever. It certainly had nothing to do with the fan base because the fan base there loved themselves some CP3. So you got to take all of those things into consideration and wonder where the chip is coming from. And if indeed it's coming from those players and the coach, et cetera, it's something that can be handled on the court. It's not something that needs to be handled off the court. You are one of the leaders, not just of the Houston Rockets, but in the entire NBA as the president of the Players Association. It's incumbent upon you to conduct yourself the way he has always conducted himself. Chris Paul is pretty much a model citizen, wonderful family and friends. His inner circle is tight. He is legit as they come. Great family man, great player. All the stuff that comes with it that enables him and validates him being the pitch man that he is. He's charitable and philanthropic in terms of being socially conscious and what have you. All of these things work in his favor. There is no excuse to find yourself in a situation where your name is associated with players trying to bum rush a locker room to get at an opposing player. That is just utterly ridiculous. It's juvenile, and he has no business with his name associated with something like that. I don't know all the details because I haven't spoken to him directly yet, and I haven't spoken to the people that I intend to speak to within the next hour or two. But I will tell you that the fact that CP3's name is associated with this is a very, very bad look for him. And that's something that almost has never happened throughout his career. It's shocking that his name is associated with this.